In ancient times, the sacred mountain was sealed by the dwarf deities with 5
Hello, hello, hello. I'm not quite sure what happened with the introduction, but it seemed it stopped. We're running too many things in the background. Hey, how you all doing? Welcome in. Hey, Fred. Can you hear me?
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
I think I can only hear you on the Twitch delay.
You cannot hear
I
me
can't hear
through
you in
the...
StreamYards.
That is not optimal. Something fishy going on here.
Oh, wait, just a second. All
This
right, try to talk
should...
again.
I can hear it from here.
Okay, now I can hear you. It was my problem.
Ah, all good. We're set up and welcome everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Today we've got a special stream because we're taking a look under the hood. And we know how we love to look at the engines. Now we've got here the expert mechanic, engineer, Fred. So this is going to be a fun one because we discuss all of this all the time. And it's going to be cool to talk with you all about it. So we've got Wicked YouTube, Breezius, MLD Tech, Play Game for Fun, Bert Z, Vox Machina, and Nomis Ino. Welcome in, everyone. How you guys doing today? So, before anything, I'm going to roll here a banner. You know what you got to do. Type in exclamation mark LFM. Well, let's do this. We're going to roll a couple of mining seasons, or mining sessions, more to say. So,
We'd be here for a while if we had a roll whole mining season.
yeah, if we had to do the whole mining season, we'd have to be here for a while. Which, speaking of, I'm super excited to kick it off because there's going to be so much tough competition. I'll do some sessions myself to try to see if I can rank. Of course, the scores will not be valid from our end, but of course we'll try to see if we can beat you guys. Hi Cyber Dragon, welcome in. Hi Animal Chin. I think that we're set to go. So welcome in everyone. I hope that you're feeling comfortable. And let me just go here and take a little bit of zoom out where we are at the map. We were inside the vault. So before we get it, this is just a 1x1. It's kind of how much you can fit in here, right, Fred?
1x1s are quite ginormous, especially if you use all the vertical space in there.
They are. You can do a lot of stuff in a 1x1. Landscape-wise, like there's a lot of things going on, a lot of places to explore. Most of everyone gets lost in here, so it's a pretty good sign. I can imagine what you can do with a full 3x3. It's insane. Hey Shakespeare, thank you for the raid. How you doing? How was your stream? Welcome in, Raiders.
Welcome in.
Roxy Miguel, that is true. Okay, so where even to start with? Okay, first I think we'll start what this game is about and what is the game loop, and then we'll cover from there. So, the Pickaxe Master, the Misty Mountain, this is a mining game, and as a mining game, your goal is to collect resources. Now, the way that you collect these resources, it can be done through several ways. So, first, we'll start the game. You'll go into a tutorial area, and by the tutorial area, we put the extra effort in telling you step by step exactly what you need to do and what is the goal, which one of the game components. So, as a mining game, you need something to mine, which is a pickaxe that's going to give you the pickaxe health. So this is kind of your tool on how to play the game. You require pickaxe health to mine. So, okay, we've got here a sort of resource, which is the health itself. And we're going to mine some blocks that are going to give you some rewards. So if we consider these rewards in a gaming language, they would be called the sort of soft currency. So soft currency is used for you to progress through your game. Different blocks will have different costs, and they will provide also a different range of rewards. What does this mean? The lower end type of blocks that will cost you less hit points will give you a lower list of rewards. Now compared to the high end blocks that will cost much more HP, will give you a list of better rewards. Now this game values
There's an
your
ad right now.
There's an ad right now? Okay. I'll take these ads just to get closer here to the vault. I think there's something off here with the music. Kind of playing, stopping.
So did you use a replace? Did you just hide the asker that I had in there? Or did you use replace asset on it?
I did anything, I just moved them closer.
That one, so that like that one ore that I had sitting there, you didn't replace it. You just had it
No,
sitting there.
it's hidden in here. It's one of
Okay.
these.
That sounds good.
Yeah, just putting the floating coins around this ones. I think it looks cool. I went there yesterday and was like, yeah, this is pretty nice. Play game for fun. Thank you for letting us know. So what we're telling you is that you're going to mine those resources, and that is sort of the soft currency that exists in the game. Now, for you to get actually a ranking in the leaderboard, so it's going to be a competition on who will be the best miner, you'll have to trade your soft currency, all the resources you get, into the hard currency, which is some sort of premium currency, which is the masters. So the leaderboard will be ranking on how many masters can you acquire during your gameplay. And this is the vault. It's the place where you're going to trade your resources for masters. So here at the banker, will give you that to do. Now, there's a couple of other things you can do with the resources, which is one, crafting, right over here. The crafting is going to give you some bonuses. It's going to give you a discount. It's going to give you a pickaxe strength. So every time you're mining, it consumes less hit points. So it's a bonus. There's other type of crafting that's when you do it, it gives you a bonuses on the amount of masters you're getting every time you're trading. So this creates a crossroad in terms of strategy. What are you going to do? You're either just changing your resources for masters. Are you going to craft in the middle to get these bonuses for a longer session? And I think these adds up a really nice strategy gameplay to it, because it's just not the simple core loop, and this adds a secondary core loop to the game as well, which will put very much the way that you approach the game and the way that you feel that is more optimized to get ranked on. Apart from that, there's another secondary loop, which is regarding rankings, and it's this fella, so it will give you some bonuses every time you accomplish a milestone within the game. And basically, we've kind of covered the basic game loop. Now, for all of this to happen, there's a lot of things. Fred, where should we even start with?
Hi.
Hi.
We should probably start at the tutorial.
Okay. So this is cool for a couple of reasons, and when we asked for players, devs, creators, everyone to join in, I think that these can be interesting for a couple of reasons. And those couple of reasons is for players to understand how the game is done, sort of how the engine is done, for you to feel safe participating in this season, in this game, as opposed to some concerns that were around the Alpha Season 3, the Dr. Bunkas, about disconnects of internet, about rigging the times. So this is a different type of game, which does not fall into the same categories. So let's go through this, and I think that this will be very, very cool for everyone to see. Now, for game devs, of course, this is kind of looking under the hood and kind of tell you what is possible to do on the Game Maker, how we've done it, and how we're exceeding the limits, but still all works very well. So we're at the tutorial. Fred, take it away. Let's do this.
So, early on, we spent a lot of time on the tutorial because that's one thing that we've probably struggled with more than anything, is how do we teach the game loop to new players, because the reality is you only get one first impression, and you're not going to be there to explain things to the player. So we ended up in this bottom area, which used to be the area that you would pass the decoy rune. This would be the area that you'd come into past the decoy rune. And now it's the tutorial area. And we picked this spot because we can very much control what the player is doing because of the space that is in this area. So it starts with you either deciding if you're a newbie or if you're a veteran. And there's prerequisites to be a veteran. You need an NFT on the list, which is, I believe it's going to be avatars or pics, right?
Yeah, I think we can do both, right?
We can do both. Yeah, it's set up right now to allow pics and avatar lists in the list.
So we got the token IDs right here. We can add as much as we want.
And then you can see the collection.
And we've got here Lucky Miners. So already got the pics and avatars. So
yep, that's how it's set up right now.
It's an added perk.
Yeah, it's an added perk. If you have the NFT, you can skip the tutorial. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you head this way, and we do our best to teach players that, hey, we're the Pickaxe Master, and you're on the Misty Mountain. That's the first door. The second door...
It's just an introduction, really.
Yep.
Second door, we got here.
Second door, we've got Dan's, however you feel like saying it that day, from the vault. And he teaches you about masters, and at the same time, the master's variable pops up on the HUD.
Right here. So it's kind of showing at progress, so you're advancing through as it's important to be said. Okay, we move on. We know about the masters.
Sir Aloykin redeemed a lucky miner for 5,000, just so you know.
Sir Aloykin?
Yep.
Okay, we're doing some mining sessions after we get through a little bit of this.
So we get up to Ojil here, and Ojil, much like Dan's, he tells you about your pickaxe health. When he's telling you about it, your pickaxe health pops up on the HUD underneath the masters. And then you get access to this room next to him with one of every block except for magma.
As you can see, tutorial clay, tutorial sand block, tutorial gravel. And this has already kind of specific results, right? So it's going to be the same every time.
Yep, every time you're in here, you'll get 2,000 masters. So it's the same results every time.
Mm-hmm. An emerald, a gold ore, and a silver or something? Yeah, I think it's a silver. We'll get to see here what we can trade off. So we move on, we complete. After we complete each step, these walls disappear and you can advance. So it's kind of pretty straightforward on the progression. Mm-hmm. You cannot go further until you actually complete that step. So it's forcing the player to actually, even they're skipping, subconsciously, something is being retained there.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get to this one.
Since this is a dev diary, we can talk about all the boring things that happened and dig into them a little bit.
We can.
But cool thing about the way the sandbox works and everything can always be a work in progress and you can always be making changes. And this tutorial is definitely a big work in progress because the first thing I made, and it's not very surprising, but we have made lots of changes since the tutorial was made already. Mm-hmm. So in this area, it's being redesigned, but right now what happens when you get up to this guy is he tells you about the variables that have been popping up on the HUD. He says, hey, have you noticed that your masters and your pickaxe health are like visible on the left side of your screen? And then he'll say something like, also notice that on the bottom, we'll cycle through your resources that you have. So because we couldn't decide what we wanted to do, and then came up with the idea of having like this mode where like just try to keep an eye on everything and I was going to have it be something you could turn on and off. And maybe we will someday, I don't know. But right
Maybe.
now, when you talk to him, it just starts cycling the variables of all the resources on the bottom. So it'll tell you how much coal and iron and copper you have. Um,
Also,
it
just
cycles
wanted to
through
add
every 8 seconds.
just wanted to add a little note, which is so we're very not cautious, but we care a lot about the feedback we're given. And one of the things is players were not able to not control or to keep up with what they were getting from the game. So we thought that, okay, we need to have a system that constantly tells the player what they have. And there's all these amount of HUDs we can have on the HUD bar, which is 5 maximum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's 13 things you can get.
And there's 13 teams, so we got like, okay, here's a problem. So either we let the players kind of choose what they want to see, but that's just going back and forth, having a specific places
Busy
for
work.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of things. So what if we just have a rotating banner, just keeps telling like what you have? You just have to wait a couple of seconds until it actually matches the banner you wanted to see. So
It's
we thought that,
definitely the most player friendly thing we've come up with.
so we kind of thought of that. It's a way for players to keep up. So we complete this area and we get to the final one. So bear in mind that this is not the final. We're still, for example, this area want to add a little bit of touches, like
Always
these
a
can,
work in progress.
these can
But
look cooler.
but the thing that we're proud of is the mechanics of the game are very solid at this point.
Yeah, that's the important thing. We're looking
Um
under the hood, not the shiny stuff. So here,
yeah. So once you get past the variable conversation, you get back to Dan's because he teaches you about the masters, and he's also the guy that you go to sell your resources. So by this point, you have an emerald, a gold ore, a silver ore, which it adds up to 2,000. So once you sell these and you get 2,000 masters, this door opens up.
and we'll move to the final area here.
Yep.
Which
And then
will
this
be
guy
find
teaches
this
you
guy.
about the teleport system that's now available on Misty Mountain, which is super simple technology. Teleports are very simple and useful.
This
It's
would be
just
one
a
advice, which is don't make players run around for ages. It's not fun. We learned that the hard way.
unless unless your game is built around traveling around. But yeah, give players um ease ability to play. I don't know.
Since we added the teleport, I don't run around the map anymore. I just go whatever I want to be, like fast. I want to be there, fast. Boom.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Okay, so we've covered pretty much the tutorial.
Also,
Want
just
to
a dev
start?
note too is put together some administrative teleports to help you test the game because
Mm-hmm.
moving your spawner around is nice and all to get in the right spot, but it's even nicer to just like hide your admin teleport and be able to teleport into a few spots without messing with anything.
Mm-hmm. That is true. Okay, so from here, we got teleported. Zoop. Now, what happens when we finish the tutorial? Like, hey, I'm going to through the NFT sensor, and then I'm going to spawn back, getting back there, getting the other masters. Like, how do you prevent that?
Well, just to be safe, I might put an extra void down there that gets rid of the rocks that you pick up.
An
But
extra
right
void.
now I'm trying to get a checkpoint to work.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when you get up here, you'll hit a trigger volume that once you enter it turns on the checkpoint, but I don't know. It's breaking the respawn. I have to figure out
Mm-hmm.
what's going on.
So we've got both solutions. Either we do as a checkpoint, but just to be safe, we can add a void and just kind of swallow up that entire part of the map that we don't need it anymore.
At least the blocks, so you can't get 4,000 instead of 2,000. That's the big thing here.
Mm-hmm. That is the easy change. We just, for example, parent it to a HP thing and kill the parent and everything goes.
The plant, yeah, that's probably what we'll do.
Light and cheap because voids are expensive. That's an expensive asset to flex in a game.
If you have a
Okay,
heavy map, stay away from void for sure.
hell yeah. And look at this. This is quite a a well-decorated map. Like there's a lot of stuff going in here. We'll be going through the game rules just to see how much this is being processed, and we've been quite a work. We'll talk about optimization, how we've been able to reach more than 40 frames per second with all of this stuff happening. So we get here. We've went through the tutorial. We already know what to do, but we need to start. And we have, of course, the original indicators for quests, but we thought of, okay, we need something extra for the NPCs that actually have something important to say. So instead of using the general the general quest indicator, we've designed our own, which is this one. I think it gamifies it more. It's more relatable, like, oh, this guy has something to say. And it's in character. And that is just the small detail, I would say. But in terms of get you in the zone or making the player actually feel that he's in the game, it's these little details that actually tell you, like, yeah, I believe in this world. So
I feel like this is one of the details that we're going to expand on for sure. Like Ojals will have a pick, and Dens will be like a question mark, and like Dans in the vault will be like like a
coin.
multiplier or a coin or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So make it even more brandy, I would say. In our case, we put like, I think you could easily look here and kind of relate to the Pickaxe Master. So it's, this is more aesthetic tone, but it really sets up the theme for the player. So we have here, we've did this in a very simple way, which is with the Asker tree. I think it should be these panels in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Asker trees, very powerful in the Misty Mountain.
Oh yeah. It gets you the player needed message, so we can interact with askers with the game rules, correct?
Well, we don't really need to worry about player needed messages very much because this is a single player experience. But sometimes.
But yeah, here it's how you can buy your pick. You can buy from an iron pick, you can buy up to a diamond pickaxe, and it tells you what is the cost, which is masters, and how much you're going to get. So you already know this, which is trading one currency for another. You're trading the hard currency, which is the masters, the premium currency, into these other currency, which are hit points. It's your consumable currency, let's say. It's the one that will allow you to even get more hard currency, more premium currency. Now you get those, it will update on your HUD, and as soon as you get close to this, it will pop up that indicator with the color saying like, hey, this is a dirt block, this is a stone block.
You should hop in there and do a session for Sir Aloykin while I talk about it.
Okay. Before I wanted to go with, I kind of wanted to go through this part, so I don't go back in and out.
No problem. It's
So
just a suggestion.
Okay, let me try to open this. It's going to take some time, right?
And the first time, it's pretty good, but don't try to open it twice without just quitting Game Maker and going back in. That's my suggestion.
Okay, this will be a one-time only, opening the game rules.
So the sorry, I just want to. You were talking about the loop and how this mining stuff started, and I just wanted to mention at this point while we're waiting is this is where I spent a lot of time trying to get the old Misty Mountain working, like the classic feeling of getting your resource spawned to you. And because of the way the game rules are all set up now and stuff, that's just like the one thing that we sacrificed to make sure that the game was super secure, as secure as I could make it, because I actually was doing a really good job documenting all of my work when we thought we were on the right track a couple of weeks ago, and we realized we weren't on the right track. And so I haven't been documenting my work very well because I've just been sprinting until because we need to get the game live. You don't always have enough time to document. You really don't. But that is one of the things I sacrificed because we went through a board and there was literally 20 steps, like 18 steps that needed to happen for the old Misty Mountain to work properly. And we just realized that wasn't the way to do it right now with game rules and with mobile on the future, on the horizon, we needed to make the game as secure as we could by relying on the game rules as much as possible.
And I think that's what makes the game so solid and secure. It's the fact that we pretty much use everything on game rules. And I'm just trying to scroll down because we've used from left to right, top to bottom, like, I will not say all the space because there's some gaps here, but it's really it's dense.
Yeah, if you can still get to my Figma board, the board's more full now, but I actually went around and took a picture, a screenshot of like every area and like mapped it out to show like how many rules I used across the board, and it's pretty crazy.
I'll not try to move from here because I feel it's getting a little bit slow, my computer at this stage. Even just by scrolling, this is slow. So what's
yeah, it's like
here?
the reason.
In a nutshell.
Oh god, dude. But like the reason it takes a long time to test this and why Bruno's been spending the past couple days testing this with me is because when I get into the rules, I don't get out of the rules to test the game, because like getting out of the rules and then trying to test the game and then like having to restart Game Maker to get into the rules again, like it's been a struggle. So luckily Bruno has been okay helping me test everything.
Oh yeah, good times. We've been in the Discord yesterday for quite some hours, and it was really cool to be with everyone, just getting to test and kind of showing how this works and what is possible right now. So
we can talk about like something simple, I guess. Like if you go all the way to the top right, you can see how the pickaxe health system works.
Would it be this one?
You're gonna have to zoom in a little bit, all the way to the right, I think.
This is cell, so this is still the vault.
No, you're not all the way to the right yet.
No. Let me go up. Iron pick by... Okay, we've got here.
Okay, zoom in real big.
Let me get this closer.
So everybody can see it. So this is like rules. This is rules for like a very simple shop.
Let me just hide ourselves for a second so everyone can have a big view on the logic. Here we go.
All right, so these are rules for a very simple shop. When you talk to Ojil and you want to buy an iron pick, you send out that message, iron pick buy. Mm-hmm. Into those compare number rules.
Compare numbers here.
Yep. So it usually goes into two rules. You're going to say, are your masters greater than or equal to 100? And the other one's going to say, are your masters lower than 100? So
basically
only one of...
Do you have money to buy this?
Yeah, only one of those is ever going to be right. Mm-hmm. So when you're doing a comparison, you have to make sure that only one of your comparisons is always going to be right every time. So very important.
I can see you've got iron pick yes and iron pick no. So it's kind of
right.
You have money or you don't have money.
Right. So if it's no, we send the pop-up message, hey, you need 100 masters to buy this. Not enough masters.
And we can see like how you kind of glued it up to the no message here.
Mm-hmm. And iron pick yes pops over to the other rules.
This one?
Yep. You see how iron pick yes goes into add subtract twice? Because you need to add the pickaxe health and also subtract it.
The masters.
From the masters.
And it stops there. There's no more message. Basically, your variable just got charged up and one got drained. So
this could probably be simplified with message arguments if I thought about it enough, but I made this before I even knew how message arguments worked.
We'll go into message arguments real fast. So what I just wanted to make something a pin in here, which is, so basically these have, as a game dev, you probably heard the concepts of a tap and a drain. So a tap is how do you pour water into the ecosystem, and a drain is how you sink that water from the ecosystem. So in this case, we're tapping in your pickaxe health, which is your consumable, and we're draining in your masters, so we're taking away from the game the masters. So this is a trader, and it fits both purposes. It opens the tap to give you something, a currency, and it drains you to take out other currencies. So this is very important as a game dev point of view to make the game working. So if we scroll down here, we're going to see for all the other pickaxes. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, so this would be for silver, just a different value.
Yep, it's all the same. And, you know, if you become familiar with the sandbox, you will really love building due to the ability to duplicate your logic. Because you pretty much do it once and then you duplicate it and you change all the messages to make them unique. And the game rules are no different. They work exactly the same. So like you click on that bar on the top of your rules, not the plus.
Here.
Just anywhere across the top.
Okay.
And you get the access bar up there, renaming the rule, which I have to go through and name everything. I'm very sloppy, I'm sorry. That's your duplicate.
So that's how you did those. You did one, it works, replicate.
Change all the messages. If it doesn't work, your messages or your variables are wrong.
Okay. So this is the first part, so how you acquire the pickaxe health. Now we get to mining.
So we get to mining and you open yourself a can of worms.
So where should I go here?
All right, zoom out. I would have named a couple things if I knew I was being tested on my game rules board. The RNG is like right in the middle.
Right in the middle. Okay.
Yeah, if you go into like the middle, you'll see the big chunk of RNG. This is the RNG.
This is, so I can check. This is dirt. So let's go a little bit for coal, probably sand. Sand multiplier fix. Sand
okay,
health.
So those first rules on the left, those are part of the message argument systems. But if you zoom in a little bit, I'll be able to see it a little better.
Let's see it.
All right, so go to like a sand health or dirt health on the right there.
Okay, so more to the right.
There's a lot of stuff happening, but we'll just talk about the RNG for now. Okay. So you get this message called sand destroyed when you pick up a rock.
So we break the rock, it drops something, and when we collect that something that was dropped, it triggers this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a message called sand destroyed. And then sand destroyed goes off to the systems to send out a message argument called sand health. And sand health is going to be loaded up with the proper health at that moment in time. It's far too complicated to go through like all the steps right now.
Let's do a
but this is just a too long didn't read version.
Mm-hmm.
So you pick up a rock, the rock goes off to a system, and with a message argument, it's going
Which is because of the multipliers, right?
The multipliers and the crafting bonuses.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
So
we're going to compare with the message argument. We can talk about that later when we do some tests.
Well, I can talk about it right here. Not exact things, but generally what's happening, and that's the hardest part about understanding this, I think. So what happens is you break a sand rock. The health doesn't get taken until you pick up the rock. So you pick up the rock. It's a sand rock. You send out the message, sand destroyed. Sand destroyed goes off to our system of message arguments. And then it shoots back this message argument, sand health. See how it's yellow?
Yep, that's a message argument, right?
That means it could have a message argument in it. Mm-hmm. Like the option of a message argument is available in this message because it's yellow. Mm-hmm. So sand health sends out, if it's just a ×1 multiplier, sand block costs 10. Mm-hmm. So the message argument would have 10 in it, and you can see where your mouse is right now. It says message argument.
Right here. Yep. So this is going to see from the message argument what is the value.
Yeah, from that yellow message at the top.
From here.
So check your pickaxe health. Is it greater than or equal to the message argument that was included in the sand health message?
So
And then there's always two compares.
It's saying, do you have more than 10 health on your pickaxe?
Greater than or equal to, yeah.
Mhm.
And then at the same time, it says, is your pickaxe health lower than the message argument and the sand health message? AKA 10, 20, 30, 40, or whatever kind of craft it is. So for a sand block, there are 25. I always have to think about this different. There's 5 different states it can be in for multiplier. And then 8 different, or no, just for blocks, there's 4 different more states for crafting.
So in the message arguments, the block can be multiplied up to 5 times, and we can apply a discount. Let's say like it's a discount 4 times. So there's like a 20 message. There's like a 20 different scenarios that could be happening here.
Yeah, on the health side, like the block system. So each one of those message arguments is baked into the system already.
Okay.
And it's a little too complicated to get in what's happening over there, but if this type of content is exciting to our audience and they want to get into the weeds, like, yeah, let's do that in future episodes.
And also join Fred and Ferd's show that he streams late UTC, and he's I'll say this right. Usually you're very open to questions regarding Game Maker, right?
Yeah, I'll answer questions about Game Maker.
Okay, so we've went through this part. Let's assume we've had enough health.
Okay.
We're going to roll a number.
We have enough health. The system goes ahead and takes your pickaxe health away from you, and it says to the RNG system, hey, we have a sand yes. And the cool thing about this RNG is it's just like the old mountain.
Instead of having the
do you want me to get
platforms,
into what's happening exactly here, or?
in a nutshell.
Well, for anybody that's been around for a long time, there's the old RNG that uses platforms. And the Misty Mountain was so popular, or powerful, I meant to use, because the RNG funneled into other RNGs. So instead of having, like, the first one was like a 1 out of 6. And then if you won, you would go into the next 1 out of 10. And if you won, you'd go into the next 1 out of 10. And if you won, you'd go into the next out of 10. And that's how the old logic worked. And we started working with the new RNG rules, and it didn't feel like the old Misty Mountain luck. No. It felt way too generous.
So basically what we're trying to say is that we roll 1 to 100, and we could have had, for example, if it rolled from 1 to 60, there was no prize. If it was 60 to 80, there was tier 1 prize. If it was 80 to 90,
the first way I
was
built
tier
it
2.
was, we used 5,000 numbers. And like, it was 1 through 1,000 for sand, and 1,000 was the emerald. That was the first system. And even that felt too generous.
It was. So basically we broke down the RNG. You kind of have to go like, it's like rolling a dice 5 times. Sort of.
Yeah, so we can go through the sand here.
Yeah,
You get
that's
sand yes, and it sends out the mess. It says, hey, roll a number between 1 and 100 and set that value to the sand RNG variable. And then after you do that, send out the message sand check 1. So you'll see a theme here that it's going to go into 2 compare rules because only one of them is ever going to be right. So sand check 1 starts 2 compare rules. It's going to say, hey, is sand RNG variable between 1 and 60? Or is sand RNG variable between 61 and 100? And either it's a nothing drop or we have ourselves a winner. Okay, so this is what I mean where it falls into the next tier, because once we have a winner, we still don't know if they've won coal or something more, because we're going to roll again. And so sand winner rolls, hey, roll 1 to 100. This is really cool because I learned I could use the same variable over and over. So it changes that same variable again to between 1 and 100. It says sand check 2. So we're now on the second check. It's going to say, hey, if it's between 100 or 1 and 80, then you win a coal. But if it's between 81 and 100, then we've got ourselves a 2-tier winner in the sand. But it doesn't know if you've won iron ore yet or if you're still a winner. And it goes on that way.
So basically it keeps rolling and rolling. If you fail on the next one, then you get an iron. If it gets checked onto this next one, it will again repeat the same process until we kind of reach the end, right?
Yeah, and this felt very much more like classic Misty.
Mm-hmm. So as for RNG, we think that this is more realistic RNG than just putting like roll between 1 and 10,000 and have all the different situations just based on that one thing that's happening.
Yeah, and then one more thing I'll mention here while we're in the rules.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the devs of the Game Maker software are very concerned about the amount of rules you use on the board because of that rule that I've never used once yet. Maybe one time, but it's called
You're talking about this bar. Oh, okay.
Yes. It's that rule right there called comparison duration.
Compare in duration. Which one?
Duration at the bottom of that rule there. Comparison duration. It's right underneath the sand RNG variable.
Beneath, okay, let me scroll a little bit down.
Just right there in the comparison rule. See sand check 4?
Mm-hmm.
Sand check 4, sand check. Now it says dirt check 4.
Mm-hmm.
Go down.
Go
just keep
below.
going down in that rule until you see comparison duration.
Okay, clay, gravel.
It's right there. It's the tab. No, it's inside those rules.
Okay.
There's a little tab at the bottom called comparison duration. Right above the message to send there. So if you're looking at the gravel check there, gravel RNG, gravel winner, those two messages, you see them? Right in between.
Winner 4.
Right above that.
Where?
See right there.
The
You're
comparison duration. Okay, got it.
Perfect. I haven't used that one time.
Okay.
I think that if you have that tab on all of your comparisons, you're not going to have a good luck with your rules. Because every time you can turn those on so that they're constantly checking, hey, is this number this number? Hey, is this number this number? Hey, is this number this number? If you do that true, that's what it's going to do. It's going to constantly check.
So it only does once when it's asked to do.
Yes, we made sure that they only check once, only when they ask to. So we have to make sure that we cover all the bases and make sure that it all works when it's supposed to. That's all I wanted to mention. I would say that if you're using comparison duration true on most of your stuff, you're probably not going to be able to use as many rules as we are using because we don't use that one time.
We got these. I can see here from the grid board space we've exceeded. We are the frown. We are in the frown emoji already.
Dude, we exceeded that like so long ago. Immediately it was exceeded.
Quite curious how this will run in the live map. But because it doesn't feel slow, the game at all, so I think that this is just an indicator, but maybe this is more towards multiplayer. On single player, I think that this does not apply as well.
Like when we had this multiplayer, the rules weren't much more complicated in the multiplayer map, and I think it was running fine. The rule side, I think the rule side was running fine. I think it was the health, and within the next few months, we'll figure it out. in Temple of the Four Winds, I promise.
So let me see what we got here over variables. So this is the amount of variables we have, which is still quite some. Multiplayer limit exceeded. Okay, I don't think we need to go over this. Now, regarding, so we know how to get those resources. Now how we get a prize, right? So we get a prize. How do we sell that prize? We got the shop here.
Yeah, I think the shop is all right to the right of the RNG here. It's like right to the left of the pickaxe, right there.
Craft. This is crafting.
Yep, go to the left.
Left?
Just left a little bit. Those message arguments.
Oh, I see diamond here. Mm-hmm.
These are all the rules for selling stuff.
So let's look at the white diamond. How does this work?
All right, so you're in the vault and you click on the white diamond and you'll send this message out. Sell white diamond check. So it goes to two compares, right? One's going to be greater than or equal to, one's going to be lower, and only one of them is going to be correct.
So if we get incorrect, it will just say like, nope.
Yep, and I still have to build the pop-ups for these.
Just saying like, you don't have any diamond. But if you do...
You can't sell 0 white diamonds, silly head. Should put that message in.
We have one. We have one.
Yeah. So if it's yes, then it's going to subtract 1 white diamond from your variables because you're going to have 1 less. And then it's going to add the message argument of price white diamond into your masters. So whatever variable you're on, whatever kind of master bonus you've crafted by that time, that message argument will be the proper message argument.
Now we have 2 here. We have value of multiplier and value of message argument.
The multiplier is the name of the message argument that I put in.
Okay, so I think at this stage we should really try it out. And we should try it out by giving out some sand, by having some lucky miners. We got Sir Alokan that has claimed...
I have to take a quick break. I will be back in just a few minutes.
That sounds good. While we wait for these to load in. Also, let me bring back on Twitch. Oh, here it is. Perfect. So let's hit play and kind of see all of this working. Now I want to see if there's been... By the way, if you have any questions, feel free to post them. I'm going to check all the field responses, but first we'll start with with Sir Alokan that he already claimed his spot. And is it okay to claim a miner, or should I wait until next stream? You can still claim one. I think we're safe. Sir Alokan says stone. Okay, so now that we're inside the map... Oh, shit, it's breaking. It's breaking! I hope it doesn't break. God damn it. Let's click wait until it responds. Let's see if it responds. So yeah, going over that game rule tab is not... It's not optimal for stream-wise. You have to claim the lucky miner role with Twitch points. Yep. It's not a role, it's basically you claim the lucky miner spot for the stream. Not looking good. I might have to reset Game Maker. You also claimed? Okay. So we got Sir Alokan, then afterwards we got Inomis. Okay, I might just do here Alt F4 and just launch Game Maker again. GG. Okay, let's open up this again. Alright, so we pretty much covered like what is the game concept, what it feels like. It's a mining game, you have to collect resources, you have to trade in for masters, and the leaderboard will be based on masters. So that's a very simple core loop. It's a resource management type of game, let's say. And with that, it allows you to go on a strategy. Either you want to go for more expensive blocks, for example, the magma blocks, the stone blocks, or either you want to go for more mining chances. So you want to trigger that RNG to get those resources. As you do so and you're collecting, you'll be able to obtain some roles for mining. It will be like, for example, beginner miner, it will be apprentice miner, rookie miner, master miner, all of that. You'll be getting some master bonus out of it. So the game is sort of telling you, do not sell your resources right away, claim your bonuses. And then you can actually use those as well to craft equipment. And by crafting that equipment, it's about that message argument that's happening right there. So pretty much you can get some bonuses, which is every time you're trading your resources for masters, you get a 20% bonuses. So as an example, a coal. Instead of getting 10 masters per coal, if you have the first gear of the set, you would get yourself 12 masters because that's 20%. And if you got the full set, you would get 80% bonuses. So you should get, instead of getting 10, you would get 18, which is a lot. Of course, it will be damn expensive to do so. This will be very, very, very end gameplay. Like if you're probably you only be able to do this if you're playing the game like for 2-3 hours, 4 hours, and you might even think, is this worth it? So we want to leave room for you to say, I think I have a chance, this might be really good for me to go. To create that balance. You like to mine stone and use score point to buy pickaxes. Enemies will not be buying more pickaxes during the stream because we want to include as many players as we can. So it will be the 2000 masters, we will buy a pickaxe, and once it's done, it's done. Welcome in, Fred.
I'm back.
At relaunch. Game Maker, you didn't want to go play mode.
Shoot.
Okay, here we are, back again. Now
I can't say I'm surprised.
I can imagine.
Another interesting thing that we are doing there. Sorry, is this a good time to chat, or do you want?
It is.
Another interesting thing we were doing there was something that you have to use a player needed message on is banners. Mm-hmm. And you will see banners throughout our whole game for quality of life issues. To make the game more understandable, we definitely wanted to use banners a lot. And you need a player needed message to get a banner or display a variable or pop up. Mm-hmm. So what we do is send out a trigger volume, spawn a trigger volume in the logic room that can reach the whole map. And it's a plant. So it just sends its message and then kills itself.
So right now we're running the game at 30 frames per second while being on D-Stream. Like, it's getting really, really slow. Usually it goes on 40 something. So we just got a welcome. We're going to change a little bit on the text. We kind of left that for last. And as you can see, we cannot advance. Either we have a lucky miner or a mineral monarch or a pickaxe and we can skip the tutorial. This would be for veterans. Let's say you're part of this ecosystem, of this community for a long time. You've got an avatar, you've got a pickaxe, you've run the tutorial once. You're like, I don't want to go it every time. So this is just quality of life and utility. You just skip it. You just go directly to the game. But if you don't, you just start here. You cannot advance. There's nowhere you can go. So you're forced to do the tutorial. And this is important, like forcing the player to do this. And there's no way you can miss it. There's like nowhere to go. There's even arrows. There's something above his head. There's lights. Like, we thought that we have to make the obvious stand out, but like in a ridiculous way. There's nothing wrong in making so goddamn obvious to the point of exaggeration in a tutorial. So let's talk with him. It's going to say, welcome to the Misty Mountain by the Pickaxe Master. You'll need to finish each section of the tutorial, so I know you can handle yourself out there. So this is even a tutorial for the tutorial. Alright, let's do this. We got an arrow saying that it's this way. We cannot go anywhere. It's still blocked. And the reason why we decided to put the banners is that even if there's some players that will try to speedrun it, they're going to get the banners anyway. So even if there's a subliminal type of message that gets stuck in your brain, even if you're skipping the tutorial, that might be something like, I remember reading something somewhere about mining, about masters, about HUDs, like... So you'll need masters to purchase Pickaxe Self. So this is an example. Even if you're just skipping, you just saw like, okay, I know for some reason that I need to buy Pickaxe Self with masters. So we talk with him, and he said that masters are what we use for currency on Misty Mountain. I will be happy to trade your masters, you masters, for anything you find during your time with Misty Mountain. Trade resources to gain more masters. Great. We achieved that. That knowledge, that information. We go to the next one. Ojil will be your dwarf for Pickaxe Self. Find Ojil at the entrance of the mountain. Let's go again. He has a speaker. Learn about Pickaxe Self. Easy, easy. I'll give you enough Pickaxe Self, and you can see here masters appearing already. To break the blocks inside, use your Pickaxe Self by clicking on the blocks, and don't forget your rewards. Visit me after the tutorial to buy more Pickaxe Self. Okay, so we got 310. It just popped up. We got these blocks, so whoop, and we collect. We found an emerald. There's nothing inside that clay block, and you can see the pickaxe health decreasing as we're mining. We get to mine more.
Yeah, the tutorial needs to be a little cleaner, but the general idea is definitely in place.
So we destroyed everything, and these opened up. So we move to this new one. It says, learn about the new HUD display. The monster says, check out those two displays on the left of your screen. You will always be able to see your masters and Pickaxe Self. Additionally, watch the bottom of your screen for the rewards you have found. So it's going to take 2 or 3 seconds, and then it will appear.
Could probably make it start faster.
Yeah, we can make it this faster. We can see already, we got a silver ore right there. It's already showing us. So usually this is like about 8 seconds, then it changes. For example, we got emerald, we got a gold nugget. Hey, cool. Now this is also, we want to rework. This part can be cooler in the tutorial. But either way, we come here, we interact, we just sold. We can see our masters now increasing. Of course, I should have talked with the NPC first, but don't worry. Trade in your resources with me to get started with your masters. Go interact with the resources you wish to sell. Interact with resources to sell it. Thanks. Okay. Pretty easy. Straightforward information. Now we talk with Gozel. It's not needed, but it just says if you're feeling lazy like me, use these signs to teleport throughout Misty Mountain. Now this is the cool stuff. You want to talk about... Oh, this one does not happen. It's only those. What happened with those? So do you want to just cover a little bit of what happens here?
Yeah. So earlier on, I said asker trees are really powerful on Misty because the teleport system is just an asker tree. And if you're like, asker tree? An asker tree is when you talk to an asker, and then that asker can go to other askers. So like there's 3 options, or I like to say 2 options and an exit, and then maybe a next. And the next will take you to another asker. So this can be problematic in an MP map, though. Okay? Because you need player-needed messages to make this stuff happen. And the moment you go from an asker to an asker, and then you try to teleport an MP map, It's not going to work because you've went past the interact message that's player needed. So there's some tricky stuff going on in MP maps, and but you know, the community felt like what we were going for was too different, and like honestly, I was relieved because like even the last game jam we made for the Pickaxe Master, I'm like, I'm doing single player to make sure it works. that was the reason I did single player. So if the moment we decided we were going back to single player, Bruno's like, can we do this? And I think every time Bruno's like, can we do this? I was like, we can do anything we want because we're doing single player now.
It's really freedom. It's a lot of freedom here. Okay, so we've got a teleporter, and since we've put this, I don't want to walk anymore. Like, take all these. There's cool stuff here, and we want to leave this for anyone that wants to explore the world. But it's not mandatory, and the fact that it's not mandatory, that's pretty cool. So let's start the game. So we go right here. We can see there's a couple of fellas here that have this. This still does not have what he needs to say, but this one does. E to buy pickaxe self. Which one? Iron pick, silver, gold, and let's do ruby. So we just traded 2,000 masters for 2,000 HP. And right now we're going to see that in action as we're going to mine for Sir Alokan. And welcome in, Mata Futura. We've got a United Grand Halls, welcome in. Il Creatore, Dr. Luigi, Go West. How you all doing today?
Welcome in, everybody.
So, Sir Alokan, what do you want to mine today? And that is why I love single player, says Escape Room Artist. Single player is really cool. It would be also really cool if everything we can do on single player would also be able to do on multiplayer. Stone thanks. Okay. Everyone in
it's
the
just
chat,
a lot
please
more.
step in.
You'd have to do a lot to make a lot more sacrifices on multiplayer map to do the same things.
It's a different iteration. Everyone type in good luck on the chat and let's see what we get from Stone. Let's get ourselves a pick. So also this is an infinite mountain, right, Fred?
Yeah, totally forgot to bring that up. Misty Mountain is totally different than it used to be because it just infinitely spawns. So it's funny. I've been watching Bruno test my message argument systems, and they've been pretty good. But it's funny because Bruno will do the exact same route every single time. And like the blocks would shift a little to the left because their spacing was off. I needed to fix it. And so the blocks would just keep walking further and further off because I think it's really true. I mean, the people that have played this game and know their routes, they like their routes a lot. And then you get to the end of your route and you're like, oh, God, I got to go find a couple of these rocks. Not anymore. Just go to the beginning of your route again.
Hey, we got a silver nugget.
And technically how it happens, you beat up a health because we're mining and we had E to interact on the health and it just wasn't the same as hitting a block with your pickaxe. So we drop beat up the health and then you drop a preset. That is a rock.
One.
That's a rock and a logic asset. The logic asset is a plant with a trigger volume on it that detects when the rock that it's next to leaves its space. And so when you pick up that rock, the logic asset dies because it's a plant, and the message that it sends to itself when the rock leaves its space kills it. I sound so goofy when I'm talking about Game Maker stuff.
So basically when you collect the rock, it kills that plant over there.
Due to the trigger volume, of the rock leaving its space.
So when it does, what it does trigger?
So it has a drop on it as well. And the drop drops the mineable block again after 300 seconds.
So roughly after 300 seconds,
5 minutes.
5 minutes. So in 5 minutes, we'll be seeing this one again in here. So what does that mean is that you can never go out of blocks. You can play infinite time in here. What was your longest session, by the way?
My longest session without running out of masters?
Yeah, or well, I have not seen the game breaking so far.
I think the only time I hit the good multiplier, I had some crafting gear on already because I was testing it. That's when I send you that first picture of me hitting the jackpot. Because I always went in and tried to just use my masters up. And I played the game fair after that, but like initially I think I had 60% master bonus gear on when I hit it. But yeah, I just went in and hit a magma block at like ×5 multiplier and was freaking rich. I was like, we need to add more pickaxe health buying power at Ojal.
10,000 seems good.
Yeah, you can go out and spend 10,000. Like, you're gonna sit there and click it up. I mean, I think people are, if they land something like that, I think you're much more likely to put your masters into the leaderboard.
We'll have to see how tough is the competition.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot to be figured out.
And you want to talk about these banners that appear every time we kind of do something?
Yeah, so those are the ones I was talking about where it's just a plant with a trigger volume that spawns down in the logic room. So once you get a drop or a certain kind of drop, it drops the preset, and then the banner just, they're all message arguments. So it's actually the same. The banner is the same banner for every single thing. And the banner, the argument, message argument, all talk to the same thing.
I got a cool stuff that's going to happen because I only have 80 pickaxe health, and the stone block takes 160 if I recall. Uh-oh.
Yeah, so this is a really cool quality of life thing we can do in single player. Is initially, I think these banners came around because of this. Like, why is my game not working? I envision people being like, why is my game not working? And so your game's not working because this block costs 160 and you only have 80.
Let me change this up here. Okay, that must be much better to see.
And then we just send the teleport asker tree to you. So the same asker tree that you get when you talk to any pole, sign pole, that's the same asker you get when you hit a block and you don't have enough pickaxe health for it. Because the thinking is, oh, I didn't realize I didn't have enough health, so let's go get some health. Or, oh, I used it all up, I'm going to go sell some stuff. And you can just do all of that. Instead of having to remember where you are and getting out of there, or even finding a teleport sign even.
Just quality. You just like, I'm done, I need to do something. So let's use the last one, which is 0. So now if we, this is the cool part, and I just realized to show better the avatar and the askers, I don't show the banners. Okay, let's try to, I should have split our cameras into 2.
Yeah.
This is not what I want to move. Let's
put
this back down here. I think we should be good. Okay. Because what I wanted to show is, again, the message arguments regarding this is the small things that improve a lot the quality of life of players. Which is, for example, you saw that we needed 160 for stone, but now we're going to mine sand, and we don't have pickaxe health back again. It says you need 10. He knows that it's a sand block, and it's going to ask you for 10 now. For example, a clay block. Let's do the same. You need 40. So let's go to the vault and kind of trade what we got. So instead of going all around the mountain, just click here, boom.
And like the amount of polish we could continue spending on putting banners into this game, it's kind of mind-boggling.
That is. So set a new multiplier. We'll try to do yes. Nope. Enable to change the multiplier, you need 0 resources on your inventory. So what he's saying is that we collected some resources because it would be bad. Let's say we're changing to a 5-time multiplier, but we still have a lot of resources in our inventory. We would be trading those at an increased value, and that would not be fair. Now, this is a system that is not finished yet, but this is quality of life as well, which is while rotating the banners, you might not know what you have, and I can see that this is what we collected in the tutorial, and it did not get resetted. So we still have to make some testings here to kind of clean it up. But what we're trying to do is, if you don't have coals to trade, this will appear as red. If you've got something to trade, it will appear as green. So those little details. Let's try to change all the silver nuggets. So I think we got 6 silver nuggets. Let's see how much Sir Loken got. Oh, turn to red, and I cannot sell more. Masters are not increasing. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll probably, if you have 20, you'll be just like spamming in like this.
Yeah, I could talk about how me using this banner for selling resources as just one variable creates a visual bug that I know about. That like if you were to go into this room and have like 20 coal and 1 silver nugget, and you say sell all the coal 20 in a row and then go over and sell the silver nugget, there's going to be 21 banners stored in the system. Like the system says I'm supposed to say coal 20 times and then say silver nugget once. But since I use the same variable for all the banners, the silver nugget will overwrite the coal one, and it'll say you got a silver nugget 20 sometimes, even though you didn't. And I could probably go back and fix that, and I will. But it's a visual bug that I know about, and like the amount of work that I'd have to do to fix it is just like not viable at this moment.
So this is the fast travel, like you were saying, the admin teleport.
Mm-hmm.
So we got an admin teleport just to make our life easier while testing stuff. So for example, here I can just reset. This is streamer mode button. I just got 2,000 masters and it's cleared up all my variables. So
It's not fun to go out of Game Maker and go back into Game Maker while you're streaming, huh, Bruno?
No, not good.
You can try to sell those and they should turn red. Maybe I'm not done that far yet.
No, maybe we can see like these were the ones, and I'll try to do those. So another thing I wanted to show is this fella. Now that we don't have anything in our inventory, we can set a new multiplier. What does that do? Got 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and 5 times. Let's do 4 times. So right now, everything that we'll be mining is going to be multiplied. So for example, we know that the sand block would send a message that we need 10 HP, but we don't have any HP. We have not bought the pickaxe yet. So when we collect it, now it says you need 40. So this is all about the message argument.
Yep. It's if you're not doing any crafting, the multiplier is really simple. It's just toggles.
Now let's do some crafting as well. But before we do that, let me just try to get something here. So in these terms of playing games, the playability, we don't teleport the resource, but look how fast it is to play this game right now. So that was one of the major things that made us go through banners. So
I was really proud of the logic I came up with to send stuff to you, and I'm sure we'll use that in the future. But like, as I was saying earlier, it was literally 18 steps. There was 18 steps. So Bruno, the last couple of days has been mentioning like, what if we unplug it and what happens? Like, if there's 18 steps, dude, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, there's probably 18 different ways to rig it. And so I had this eureka moment where I'm just like, we can just plug into the rules and just be like, almost take the liability out of our hands and put it in the rule system. Where it's like, I literally don't know how to make this game more secure. because we just dump it into the rule system.
So yeah, everything is running on the rule system right now. So also I wanted to mention that you would see that these would take 10 hit points. If you look at the pickaxe itself on the HUD, we have 1,200 and it takes 40, like it was saying on the same banner. So it also reflects. So with this, what we have achieved is the same game. We're playing the same game, but now it has completely different rules. The values have changed for everything. So blocks are more expensive, rewards give more prizes, and just pretty much all the game follows what we've chosen. We don't have to go to a different game that has a different parameter. No, it's all within the same game. You don't have to go anywhere.
Mhm.
And you can change all the times you want.
So this is a good time to say, I think that our game has, like, if you don't like our game, I'm sure it has plenty of weak spots, but as me making the game mechanically, I think our game has 2 weak spots. The first weak spot is how you sell resources, because if you have 40 coal, you have to click coal 40 times right now. And it's a bummer. And it's going to be a quality of life thing that I fix in the future by saying, do you want to sell 5 of these things or do you want to sell 10 of these things? And that's how it's going to be. So if you have 40, you're going to have to click the button 4 times. But it's not going to be coming very soon because I have to like rebuild it every time because you have to bake in all the math. But that is in the future. But the thing I will say to combat that is you can use a multiplier. So if you're looking to mine quickly and sell quickly, you can like set a multiplier, and if it's a times 5, then your coal will be worth 5 times more.
So this is some stuff we've put for ourselves. I'm going to okay, I should have not traded all this much. It's all good. So now what I wanted to show is crafting.
Oh, and then yeah, the other weak point is the only time you'll feel a lag spike is when you're crafting.
This is the only lag spike. Let's see what it will go. So this one is going to give me a bonus on masters. So let's craft it. So we're going to get 20% more bonuses, more masters when trading resources. Let's see how bad is this spike. 1 frame per second. But that's the only time it happens. Okay.
Yeah, basically what it's doing is wiping out the old system of toggles and putting in the new system of toggles with the message argument set for the 20% bonus.
So we know that this gives 10, and we still have because this is green. So we should have gotten 12. And hey, we have a banner saying we've got 12. So not only the math here, so I'm going to trade again. We should go, if it was 10, it should go 62, but it's going to be 12. It should increase to 64. It did. So not only we have the banner matching all of these operations, and these was like weeks of work just to put these banners out there and all the math, but
there's a lot of work.
It was a lot of work just to add these little bits of
for the amount of work though, it takes hours and hours of work. Like probably to put like both the health and the block health and the resource selling system, I would probably bill somebody 80 hours easy or more. But like,
and this was without any multiplier. We can try now with the multiplier on.
But like wrapping what really took a long time is like Bruno and I have been grinding in 0.9 since we got access to it. Which I don't know how long it's been now, Bruno, do you?
November?
But we've just been grinding on the new game makers, and like just recently I've kind of wrapped my head around what message arguments do. So I'd say the thing that took longest is like understanding how to properly use message arguments in the first place.
So iron ore, as you know, the iron ore was supposed to give 20, but with 20% bonuses, it should give, so 10% would be 22, 24. But we are with the 3-time multiplier, so 24 would be 48, 72. And we get to trade it. 20% bonuses with the 3-time multiplier. We do get that message. We can kind of go like all the way. I'll just go really fast here and do a second crafting. Let's do it. Okay, let's do this. One more. And one more. Give me a lot of coal. Oh. So we're going to craft the second step. We can do this all the way to a full gear. So now we've got the legs.
Something to take note is I've built it in such a way that, and I guess we're kind of telling you all of these things because Bruno is going to put out like what's the word I'm looking for? Payments for finding bugs in the game. So I think this is helpful too if you're like paying attention. Bounty, yep. Thank you.
Bounty, yeah.
And then so just to kind of understand how we want the game to work in the first place, this is pretty cool conversation. I appreciate you hanging out. But like when you're crafting with this guy, you actually have to collect the gear before you craft anything else. And yeah, there's something sort of messed up, but he seems to fix himself.
Maybe I sold the assets. Maybe I was not supposed to sell this.
Yeah, Bruno still has to come up with the recipes. But you have to pick up your gear you collected before you can craft other gear. And he will tell you that. Should be all working correctly.
I was out of resources. That's my fault. Now I wanted to craft a little bit because the cool thing is that you don't have to choose which way you're going. You can actually craft both full gears in one gaming session. It's going to be pretty much impossible to do so, but you can.
Yeah. And something that's cool about what we've done with crafting here is Bruno still doesn't know what. I'm not yelling at him or anything if you think I am, but he still doesn't know what the recipes are. So he said, make placeholders.
Yeah.
And so what's really cool is with the rule system, like Bruno could literally go into the rules. If I show him like where the rules are, he could go into the rules and be like, just change this variable to this and how many we need. It's like, it's really that easy on the rule system. Like for people to go in and kind of like manipulate and not really know how it's like set up. Because if you're trying to do that same sort of thing on like with the assets and stuff, you're like, yeah, go into that message broadcaster and like change the thing to, it's just a lot harder than just looking at the game rules.
Mm-hmm. Now, we just crafted the pickaxe strength one. That is going to give you a discount. So as you know, the sandblock was supposed to take you 10. So we do have 760 pickaxe health. And if we mine now, we have a 3-time multiplier. Let me make the math. So it took 27. Yeah, that was like, this is easy math. Come on, Bruno. So instead of taking 30 as a 3-time multiplier, 10 by 3, 30, we have a 10% discount. So we take 3 out of it. It gives us 27. So these will impact a lot on your gameplay, like a lot. Now, another cool stuff, let's go over here. And I'll just... These will not be available, of course. And regarding the recipe, it's I need to stress test that in a spreadsheet, just to make sure it stands up. Let me see how much am I getting here.
So yeah, something that's cool about the system now, like the Misty Mountain system, is like you can decide if you want to go with Pickaxe Magic or if you want to go with Master Magic, and that's your bonuses, or how are you going to use the roll system to your advantage?
That's
and
what
like,
I was about to do.
Are you going to skip the bonuses? You think it's just like better to just go for blocks and just be lucky, And then like the infinite blocks are really going to be cool. I'm really excited that people just get to mine in their favorite spots nonstop.
Hell yeah. And this is like, so we're going to reward bonuses of masters if you collect certain amount of resources. So the one will be beginner inspection. Show 20 coal for 20 masters.
It should be
So if
40
you're
masters, but
it should be 40? Okay. So
the
now
math
we
is
can
right,
see-
but
Okay. On the left, we can see beginner. Because we did not waste those. This is a bonus. I can sell my coal now. Now, freshman inspection, show 20 ore for 40 masters. We just got
so
freshman.
you have to show 20 of them and you get 20% of their base value. You don't get multiplier value. You get 20% of their base value as a reward for gaining the role on the mountain.
And there's rookie, then there's master, and it's grandmaster. Basically, these all gives you bonuses. But if you want to go for the bonuses, you cannot sell those resources. You have to collect them. So it will very much, and if you are just collecting, maybe getting a discount here will also help you. So either what will be the best iteration? I think it will depend on the situation. I'm really excited to see what's going to be everyone's strategy with this.
It really feels like Yahtzee to me. Where you're like just like having to cross off your 5 of a kind and 4 of a kind and 5 straight and 4 straight at the end of the game, you know, trying to get the best game you can. It really
For the
feels like
rolls.
that. Yeah.
Sort of. Oh, we still got... This is what you're talking about, having the 20. Okay,
Yeah,
this is
so
nice.
if you click this a bunch of times and then you go sell something else, it'll overwrite that banner, and the banners will say you're selling this thing even though you weren't. You're not going to get the masters for them, but since I only used one variable for all these banners, it's a visual bug I've realized
That's
that
just
I
real
can
life.
do.
Now we've got bonuses for the game, and we cannot roll that back.
You're going to
For
have
the
to
lucky
reboot.
miners. Shit. I can do a restart.
And almost wanted to do stone. He's still here, right?
Hmm? No, the thing is that we have...
No, I said Anomus wanted to do stone. I said, could make, yeah, he's still here, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have to
Let's
restart.
the game. Restart. Here it is. So yeah, we pretty much covered like how the game all plugs in, how the dots all connect.
I think I've pretty much talked about everything on my notes, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to ask everyone that's watching the stream if you've got like any particular question you want to ask.
The only other thing I said is like variables are really important. We don't need to put a health in the middle, in the heart of the mountain anymore. You just, everything's on your variables.
That is quality of life right there. Just scrolling a little bit. Welcome in. Wayward Escapades. I think it's the first time I see you here. Welcome.
Welcome in.
How the heck I was not following you guys. That happens from time to time to me as well. Is it possible to place streamer cameras in top center of screen so we can ask her questions? Streamer cameras in top center of screen. I think we can do that. Like this? How do we get it centered? It's more or less centered. Like this era.
Seems like a good spot.
It does. Hey Adlil, welcome in. Okay, we've got enemies, we're going to mine stone. So now we're going to use the NFT sensor to skip the tutorial.
I feel like we'd be here like we're announcing somebody. Like if there'd be a good spot to announce like their actions, like we're acting like golf announcers. Like first they're going up to Old Joel and ooh, they went with the ruby pickaxe to start.
I think we'll be able to do that when we get everyone to mine. Sir Loken asks if you won 10 cent for being used as a guinea pig. I'm not sure what you mean with that, but Sir Loken has won 0.48 cents. Goes says you have to whisper.
That sounded too loud, I guess.
Or just for extra intense. Okay, we're mining for enormous Eno, and we're going to do some stone. So let's get that in action.
So you know how gear isn't giving us our stats in the drafts gallery here?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done it yet, but $1, or we thought that it might be because we're having a small avatar on.
Okay.
So it'd be a worthwhile test sometime to try on a different avatar.
Okay, we can do that. We have Tempest avatars here. Those are medium. So I'm looking for stone.
Some struggles. Right now we're struggling with crops not being able to get health with gems anymore. So we actually want block healths to cost their base. Right?
Is it better?
No, that's too loud.
Sorry, I did not pay attention, Fred. Gotta be honest. What were you saying?
Oh, Go West said I'm 3 times louder than Bruno, so yeah, you should turn me down.
I don't think I have that option.
I can move my mic away.
Manual volume.
This might help. If you can still even hear me.
Yep.
Usually my mic only works when I'm right on top of it.
Well, I gotta change my microphone sometime soon because I just bought this one out of testing. It's just like I joke this with myself. Bruno, you have a professional studio and you bought like at the supermarket.
Yeah, that is super silly.
A $10 USB microphone. Like, what's the sense of that? So yeah,
have some pride in your microphone.
I like it. It was my first streamer microphone, but I'll get a proper one. Got 2 silver nuggets so far.
I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah. So we want to have blocks the same health as their base cost, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we would, in a perfect world, the stone block is going to cost you 160 health to actually break it. And a magma block is going to have 320 health to actually like get to the rock.
That's a lot. So it's kind of giving a soft utility to just all sandbox NFTs, assets, equipment. Oh, not sandblock we're going for. So we have the final thing, which is the leaderboards feature, which is not available yet, and it's a shame. But the way we're going to plug it in is that the leaderboard will filter a certain variable, which in this case will be the masters. And from my understanding, it needs something to say, like, it comes down to it's recording now. Oh, we found a gold ore. Let's go. So it's not like we're playing and it's automatically registering everything. No.
I think you're right over top of the banner, so we can't see what we're getting.
Oh, they do not see it. But they can see in the bottom HUD. Look at that.
You can see on the bottom HUD, yeah, as it cycles through.
Don't slack. You guys can see it. Also, these should be able to show it. Yeah. Easy peasy. Alright, enemies, let's see how much you got. Selling 1 silver nugget. That's 160. Oh, you don't get to see the banner. Yeah. But you get to see the masters.
Probably just move it up a little more and clip our heads off a little bit. Clip the top of our
Do that. Let me try.
video. Doesn't let you move it off the screen.
No. But let's see how it's for the banners. These doesn't have a banner. Let's try to mine something.
Not
I
quite.
can still move, not quite. This should be enough. Let's try it again. The important stuff, you can see.
You can see half of it, yeah.
So we got 800 masters. So 800 masters should be equal to, let me make a quick calculation here. Let's put 8. That's equals to 0.4 sand. Congratulations, enemies. So we are at 1 hour and 40 minutes more or less. So I think we got some time to do some more lucky miners for everyone that filled it up the forum. So if you haven't, please do so, as we're going to grab some entries on there. And yeah, what do we want to add more in here? So we'll be counting masters, but it's not like it's always counting. So that would be one thing, which is imagine the game is always searching for your best score in masters. So it doesn't matter, you just spend it right away, because if you did not make it more, there's no harm done, there's no risk involved. So this fella, we still have to edit the text, but it's only when you talk with this fella that you either say, I want to continue, or, yep, I'm ready. And when you do so, that's the moment that is going to register your high score and end your game. So that's that one moment you got the opportunity to do so. You have to come to a conclusion like, I think this is the best high score, or man, I got to 3rd place in this one, I just better take that spot. And then I'll try it again next time. But man, I got 3rd spots. Do I want to ruin it? Do I want to risk getting in 4th? So this will be your dude. Athok, Bone Guards.
Which, to be clear, we don't have access to rankings quite yet.
No. But when we do so, this is what it will be used for. Alright, so let's get ourselves... Oh, now regarding optimization. So we're playing this game. As you can see, this is a fully decorated map. We've got all of this logic working. As you can see, the game is not breaking. We've got animated assets. They're changing colors, changing lights. We've got a day and night cycle going on. There's all these blocks. There's an RNG. There's rolling. There's teleporters. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a fully decorated map. And we've been able to achieve, so right now we're streaming, so our frames per second really decreased a lot. And this is right now on 2540, so usually when we're just playing on by ourselves, we get about 40 frames per second. Which, personally, I consider quite a victory, considering how many stuff it is.
We've basically doubled the frames.
As it was before.
Mm-hmm.
For example, you're doing now the game jam for Dr. Bunkus. Probably doesn't have as much stuff, but is it impacting any frames per second?
No, it would be 60.
No. Okay, let's go to the village. Get streamer modes button. Is there anything you like to review, double do, discuss?
I think we've done a pretty good job of hitting on everything for the most part. The only thing that we didn't really talk about is I have a sneaking suspicion that players only like to dig through information when they want the answer to something, or like when they're curious about it. So Den Den is going to have an asker tree of frequently asked questions, so that once you get to the point where you're like, wait, what's going on? I want that to be easily accessible throughout the mountain, kind of like the teleporters. I don't know what the final version of that's going to be, but it's the only thing I haven't brought up that it's not done yet. But that's Den Den's job. Den Den's magic is to answer frequently asked questions, I hope.
So just carry around that helper, let's say. I got here the Wheel of Names. Let me position it at a better place. Probably here.
I envision like a kiosk. Like a...
Like having some stands inside the mountain? We can do that.
Or like built into the mountain wall, like there's some bars there. And he's behind the bars. Like in his little worker room.
I'm sentenced to help you for the crimes I've committed.
Yeah, his arms are sticking out of the holes.
Damn, poor Den Den. And it looks like,
or just like a sign.
Chin.
Just a sign.
We can have a booth. A booth would not be bad. It takes some space. It would be a good decoration. Animal Chin, let us know if you're watching the stream. And Jesus says, looking for good mix setup, any recommendations? Not yet, but I'll be studying that for myself. I think Animal already left, gone to bed. Oh, really late on us. So, Animal Chin is in Australia, right? Okay.
I'm not sure.
I'll give it 1 minute. If not, we'll re-roll again. Oh, I can see we've got these a little bit messed up. There. And time's up. Remove. Shuffle, and let's try it again.
Yes, Birdsy agrees with you.
We should reshuffle. And here we go.
Oh gosh. It's gotta be Yoke.
Hey Yoke. Congratulations. GG. What will be mining today? Second chance. I think there's more chances. Make gravel great again. Alright, so for everyone that's watching the stream, please type in good luck for Yoke, as we're mining some gravel. Funny thing, Fred, I would say there was a trend. I think that's the right word. A trend. Just to mine stone. Now, having multipliers and kind of being flexible about all the resources, I think that trend is about to go away.
I think you're probably right. It's going to be very interesting. I think that's what I'm most excited for, is to see how people play the game. I feel like a really powerful thing is just to put the multiplier on 5 and mine sand. Or, like, also another way I play the game, I could see myself playing the game, is just being like, I'm going to hop into the Misty Mountain and either I have a good run or I don't. And this is what I mean. I'm going to go in, put the multiplier by 5, I hit a magma block, and see if I get something good. And then I might, like, if I do, then like, okay, I'm gonna start buying some pickaxe and playing the game and crafting and stuff. Otherwise, like, it's just maybe next time type of thing. But there's like so many ways you can play, or you can slow play it and like go for the rolls and get the extra money. And just like be more consistent and always going for your rolls and like.
I think that would be my play type. I would go for that one probably. Just because I don't have the patience to load back in, load back out, load back in, load back out until I actually get something good. But I might try to do it one day. So we need more gravel.
But yeah, using a multiplier is not going to be very good for getting rolls, I don't think.
No.
It's going to be very difficult to get rolls if you use multipliers.
For crafting as well.
And for crafting, yeah.
So it's pretty cool that it doesn't feel like the multiplier can be used all the way, or it's smart to use it all the way.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a YOLO mechanic at the end, or a YOLO mechanic at the beginning, or at any point. And then also like the way that I was mentioning, like if you do hit it big, you can like really start playing with a multiplier. And I think that's where us coming into Bruno uses the phrase benevolent. I don't know if that's quite the right? Is that what the phrase you used? Word you used?
I don't know. I do use that word a little bit. Yeah.
Or it's like if it's too powerful. If it's like if it just is exponential, I guess. It just kind of takes off and it's too easy. Like we have to the game's not all done yet. Like we might have to change things, but I hope not, because that's a lot of message arguments.
I think we just have to really tone down what will be the most optimal recipe.
We're gonna learn a lot from the season.
Oh yeah, this is pretty much fine-tuning a lot, so this is the beta. So I think that what we're learning from here will be in a very good spot to start Season 1, which should happen 2 months after we debut the beta mining season. And from there, we will have, and we've been discussing this, bi-weekly seasons. So it's not too short, it's not too long. So every 2 weeks, you're going to get prizes. And basically 55% of what we earn from the engagement in UGMF model will be used to fill it up the prize pools. So potentially Season 1 can have much more rewards than the beta mining season. That is super exciting.
Yeah, I agreed that 2 weeks pretty much feels like a really nice sweet spot for seasons, because you know, like maybe you feel like sitting around a little bit and seeing how people are doing the first week, and you feel like you can maybe hop in and grind for a week and get there, not having to commit too much time. Or like you have a good first week and like, yeah, set your thing and like, okay, see if anybody catches me. Like, oh man, somebody's on my tail. Maybe I gotta grind a little more at the end of the second week or something. It just feels really good.
Even towards the end, can you imagine like the last 5 hours?
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's also going to be like some sort of grind towards the end where the final places are being set. Got a silver ore. And you ever consider making a Bitcoin mining integration? That would be really cool. Mochaverse making shard moves, bullish of ordinals, but zero exposure. Well, we'd be open, like the sandbox as an engine and as a tool to make games. We cannot integrate tokens like that. Like, it would be super cool. If you have to spend Bitcoin to buy the pickaxes, the resource would be weighted in Bitcoin. And when we say Bitcoin, we can pretty much say like Ethereum, we can say sand, even our own token. Like, there's so much that can be done, but without the token integration, that's why at some point we do want to have much more freedom to make things, to live up to the potential as this game have, right? Like, this game can really be something as a blockchain game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's
it really boils down to if we're talking about the sandbox, I think it really just boils down to them not being confident about their legality of using crypto in the game quite yet.
I don't know. It's because it's tied up to being like considered as a money. I'm not sure.
They just feel like they're standing on sand on their legal argument or something. That's what's going on right now.
There's something about it, but I don't know. In Europe, the crypto regulation and laws are changing like super fast. They're they're trying to catch up with the technology, and I think that's what we're seeing today. In terms of law, legislations, regulations will not be the same that we'll be seeing in 1 year. Like even on the US, the ATF just got approved like.
And from place to place, it varies so much.
Some places
it's like across the world, you know. It's a world. It's a world language.
It is. It evolves so much. It evolves like the financial markets. It evolves gaming. It evolves. I don't know. Pretty much, you can build anything on a blockchain. Like it's such a powerful technology that just enables so many solutions, so many possibilities. But gee whizzes, if the Mochaverse, I noticed Mochaverse kind of does like a lot of mining stuff, and we're very, I would say, experts at mining at the sandbox. If there could be a collab, because I know the Mocha ID, and this would be a cool bridge as well in terms of theme. I think that this could be redecorated to get some Mochas. There's a quite good potential that it could be used as a sandbox Mochaverse campaign. Ourselves, we have Mochaverse, NFTs, we have Mocha IDs, we have sandbox lands. We're one of the oldest developers in this ecosystem. I think we kind of fit the good criteria to make this bridge as well, because also we got the skills and expertise on how to make a good mining game. So if there was someone to build that game, I think we should have a good voicing there. So we kind of wasted our masters, our pickaxe self. How many did we got at the end? Why do I have 0 masters? Because I did not trade anything. All right. I was not gonna lie. I was panicking a little bit inside. Like, why? I don't.
The game rules will not let you down. Fred's logic will not let you down.
It's already here. It doesn't. Oh, okay. Silver ore 8 times. No, the HUD does not lie.
Yeah,
let's do
some stuff lies.
It's not done.
It's not done yet. It was one of those. Don't you think it would be cool if we did this, Fred? Like, yeah, it'd be super cool.
I think we got a gold ore, right? Or did I trade it already? Yep, I don't see more diamonds. I don't see any other resource. I think I traded all the silver ores. I traded all the silver nuggets. Yeah. So 640 for the yoke. And we've got time for one last session before we wrap it up. So let me get this just up real fast. Type in exclamation mark LFN. 640 masters. That would be 0.32 sand. Oh yeah, Jesus. Let's I'll hop on your DMs and let's discuss about it. Okay, one last for one lucky miner, so let's reset this. Oh, we kind of saved the cool news for last. Guess what will be ready today? Late at night. You used your channel point, so I guess we already have someone chosen. Breeziest right at the end of the stream, leaving space for no one.
To be fair, they said he did it a half hour ago.
It did? It does say 20 minutes ago. Sorry, Breezies. We need sound alerts. Yeah,
we do. We need to get the Twitch channel.
setup.
We need someone that understands this. Magma block. Okay.
Oh yeah, let's go. First magma block user.
I was wondering, why does no one choose magma blocks? Okay, let's do this. We want to go to Temple Room. Hey, Xura, how you doing? If you want to get some knowledge about the Misty Mountain, you should definitely watch the replay from the beginning. Okay, these are the magma blocks. I got a red diamond the other day, but I was not mining for anyone. That was a lot of masters. Gold ore. Let's go. That's a good start.
That's a good start. $320 pickaxe health.
This is a dangerous place.
You can get a gold ore, gold nugget,
Or you can
emerald,
get nothing.
blue diamond, or red diamond. The new red diamond.
Oh yeah, Jesus, I'd love to have those type of discussions. You know that we're all about in-game economy, tokenomics. I think it would be really, really nice to get in touch with those individuals. Second gold ore, let's go. Right. But this is very dangerous to mine the magma blocks. You can see like how much HP this takes you.
Yeah, the lava box don't hurt you yet, but Bruno wants me to turn that on.
Oh yeah, make it
So watch
risky.
out down here.
If you haven't tell them, I bet they would believe that this was already... You would already kill them. I did not fall one time. Last one. Breezius. It's now or never. Honestly, I thought I was going to get something. But I still have 80. We can still mine one gravel.
We can.
Maybe the diamond was in that one. Here it is. Nothing. Okay. So let's go to the vault. And we've got gold ore here. 1 and 2. So 640. You got the same result as the yoke. So that means you'll be getting 0.32 sands. GG. Okay, since we cannot roll it, and I feel it would be fitting to roll for everyone that filled up the form, let's do one last. But I was saying there's some really good news that we did not announce. And I'm glad that we've got all of you here. So today, at the end of the day, guess what will be ready? That we all been waiting ages for it. Yes, the website. The clan manager. The first iteration. There's a couple of features that will not be available right off the top because it takes time, but most structure will be available today. So we'll be making a server maintenance, let's say like that. The update itself, just to trade websites, will take about 2 hours. But after that, I think tomorrow we'll also be having like a special stream to explore that. I wanted to invite also Junior to get on a stream to actually talk about like and kind of show the code, like kind of sort of under the hood like we're doing here, to explain like why it took so much. Because one thing is me saying that, yeah, it's a lot of things programming and it's just a catchphrase. The other thing is actually having Junior here to explain what is the lot of things and actually showing that lot of codes and why it took that much time. So do expect that. Hopefully it's going to be in a very different time zone because we're in very different time zones. Nonetheless, yeah, I think it's going to be cool to be able to hear from him.
Yeah, the amount of utility that you're undertaking to try to give everybody in the in the Pickaxe Master website. It's really awesome. It's extraordinary.
It's going to allow a lot of stuff in the future. Like this is, it's taking time because it allows us to scale the game. It's going to come up to a place that it doesn't matter if it's 10 people, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 players in the game. It just be the amount of same work for us, so it's scalable, and that is very important for any game, is to be able to scale. Okay, let's roll it out. Already removed the okay, that's already one. Good luck. But yeah, having all of that automatic and just being able to put seasons after seasons, just resetting the scores, here's the new season, you click on one button that just gives the list of the prizes on a CSV file, the players, the wallet addresses, how much sand they're going to get, and we just can include that information easily in a sand distributor smart contract. Easy peasy. Dr. Luigi, congratulations. Are you still watching the stream? Dr. Luigi, let us know if you're watching the stream to claim your prize. Hell yeah. Okay. Dr. Luigi, sand, dirt, clay, gravel, stone, or magma? What do you want to mine? I was thinking some places for the impossible challenges that one box does. I did found one spot as Dr. Luigi's. Ruffle stone. Okay, let's do some stone. Just wanted to point out this place. I'm not sure if one box might be watching this. Just want to show the potential of this place as a potential impossible challenge. Like, as you can see here, you can reach a lot of places that do not seem easy to reach. There's some spots here that are pretty much not that one. But like here, let me see if I can do this. Like trying to go over those places, okay? Here we go. Yeah.
Dude, any kind of parkour in the Misty Mountain is impossible challenge. I mean, it's like, just go do one. It's an impossible challenge.
It's already impossible challenge.
Go to the top one. Try to get the ducky at the top. That one's impossible.
I want to ask you, did you place more ducks on the map while I was
No.
looking? You sure?
I'm 100% positive.
I found more ducks on the map.
Maybe Dave did it.
Gotta ask Dave. A gold ore out of stone. Let's go. Hey, hey. While I was searching, while I was optimizing, I got to certain places that I didn't know these existed. After all this time, there's still places that I didn't know there.
I mean,
existed.
Gibbous probably hidden stuff.
Probably also left some Easter eggs there. So there's a couple of ducks here that I did not know they were there.
Look at that.
I'm not even sure how many ducks exist in this map.
Gibbous
But I
is still
guess-
laughing about it.
Yeah, they still not found it. Okay, we got another sunblock there. Probably it was Gibbous that who hid those.
It makes sense.
Stone blocks.
I still get lost in Misty some spots. It's really built well. Hey, Gibbous is in chat.
Really? Hey, Gibbous, how you doing? I was about to say, miss you, man. Got tutor. Oh, this is repeating the message. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Gibbous, I gotta ask you, did you hit more ducks on the map? Because the other day I found like at least 2 more. I was like, I don't remember. I know that we placed 2 ducks, and I know those places where they are. And Breaches did find those really fast. But apart
Yeah,
from that,
those are the only 2 I know. The
Yep.
one up on top of the giant pick and the waterfall.
But there's more. And the other places, I did not thought they existed. Those places, like, now that I'm thinking, there's at least 2 more that have never been found. So yeah, it's been like, I don't know, the first alpha season, we only had 1. It started on August, so it's been at least half a year, and there's still some Easter eggs to be found.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Hell yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about video game culture is like watching YouTube videos about stuff that's uncovered in video games years and years later. Either the developers like were lazy and like just had some lazy code or stuff left over, but a lot of the time it's there as like a secret that the developer puts in for people to find out, and they never find out until years and years and years and years later. That stuff really fascinates me.
Leaving that small hint just right there. Hey gamers, that's really cool. We do miss you. It's been a long time since you last streamed here. Okay, let's see how much we're getting for Dr. Luigi. Was thinking, who am I mining for? Dr. Luigi. I'm not sure if they can find in the next 10 minutes, but the inside world is not valid. I think we've traded it all, and we've got 800 masters. So 800 masters is the equivalent of 0.4 sand. GG. Congratulations. And if we have went through, or we did the walkthrough of the Misty Mountain, under the hood, how it works, how the game progresses, what is possible, what is not possible, what is left to do, what we want to do next. And I hope that your content satisfied, that your belly is full of Game Maker logic, and you feel like, that was a good dose today. Well served, Bruno. Well served, Freds.
Yep.
Oh man, I had a blast today.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
We should do these more often. We don't get to talk about Game Maker logic that often. Usually it's
It's just usually me in my own head. Bruno every once in a while.
and Bruno every once in a while. Like, can we do this? Is it possible? What if we try to do this way? All right.
You can show them the ladder that'll break all the ladders.
Okay, since we're closing in. So this is the bug that we know how to replicate. If you go to this specific ladder, this very specific ladder. Oh.
I think you got it because you jumped over the bottom one.
Okay. So as you can see, maybe it's because I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
Okay.
I've seen it happen on like a map that Kay was making where he tried to climb one thing and then all of them broke for some reason. So.
And now I'll try to climb this one. Broken.
See how you jumped over that? We could probably just take that ladder out of the game, but.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's super goofy.
So yeah, if you have something, probably there's one ladder that breaks all the other ladders.
If you try to climb a certain ladder, all your ladders will break. Otherwise, they'll all work until you try to climb that one ladder.
Meaning, don't climb, teleport.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
don't use that ladder. Or jump over the
Just
bottom
kidding.
part of it.
What if you take that ladder and then the bug just jumps to a new ladder? like how do you call those bugs that get into the pets? A flea.
Yeah,
Just take the ladder, the flea, the bug just goes into another ladder.
that's what I'm assuming would happen.
This bug is in every map. Happens sometimes. Or use a waterfall. Something with collisions.
No idea. I thought I had some ideas and nothing fixed it.
Yeah, we tried a couple. Anyway, Fred, thank you so much for joining today. It's been quite some time since you've streamed here too.
Sounds good. Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Hell yeah, we should do this more often. And everyone that watched the stream, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your support. And we will be back very soon because we're going to have news on the website. So let me give a link because there's other thing I wanted to share regarding that. So there's that. The new website should come out later today. When I say later, it's really late night. And if you want to be part of this ecosystem, you want to participate and get one of these avatars, we have the Mineral Monarch mint still active. There's 33 avatars left and available to be purchased, to be minted. So if you do want to be part of the long run that we're doing, participate in every season, this is going to be a very good chance to get the best out of this game. So go there, connect your wallet, approve your sand, mint it, and you'll get one that we're expecting to have them bridged on the 8th of February. Now, one more time, thank you so much for being here. Everyone, have a great day. Most likely we're going to have Alex and Lucas later on streaming the sandbox, and we're going to see the ambitious challenge of
No,
Alex.
I don't think Alex is streaming tonight. He doesn't feel good.
No? Okay. I did not take a look at Twitter. But I'm pretty sure someone awesome will stream today. And speaking of which, let me look at Twitch, see if anyone's streaming the sandbox. The sandbox, no, Twitch. Auto Hill. Who should we raid? Thank you, Wicked. Thank you, Nazman. Thank you, Dr. Luigi. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Alright. I can see Meta Futura will be streaming later. Alright, we have Meta Futura streaming today.
You're still streaming in the old sandbox, you noob.
I am. Jesus. The sandbox still streams in the old sandbox.
I don't think they do anymore.
No? Okay. Gotta change that.
It's just you and entanglement.
Really? That is lame.
I know, that's why I called you a noob.
That is lame. Okay, let me check. We got entanglement, tiers. Oh yeah, we're in the old one. But why on the new category doesn't appear any videos? It's like no results found.
I think it's because it doesn't have enough followers. That's just a guess, though.
Makes sense. Let me check the sandbox. See if there's anyone streaming on the wrong category. Because I cannot find anyone in the right one.
No, it's just the treasure hunt thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Well, guess, I don't know. That's been a spinning voxel for quite... I don't know.
It's a real-life treasure hunt, bro.
It is? So that's like whoever... When it's over...
I don't know, it's a hint. You gotta think it's a hint. Or maybe it's the actual treasure spot. I don't know what it is. I don't think anybody knows, or they would have the money.
I don't know what it is either. And I don't know who to raid. What we're going to do.
You can raid Blue Tulip.
Okay, let's raid Blue Tulip.
We can get our medal on.
Let's do some hand banging with Blue Tulip. Let's see if it goes. Raid as created. Perfect. Alright, now it's time. Everyone, thank you so much for sticking around. I hope that you have a blessed and an awesome day. Let's roll the credits aka
Yep.
the trailer.
See you, everybody.
See you soon.
In ancient times, the secret mountain was sealed by the dwarf deities with 5 powerful.
Let's skip that boring part and let's dig into business. I need your help.
Hey, where am I? This is a bit different from what I visited earlier.
Hey, come here quick.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
How dare you to interrupt my story? I am the mountain.
Well, as I was saying, this is the Misty Mountain and has 2 things about it. One, it's filled with golds and diamonds. And there is some kind of weird magic.
What was the last part?
Instead, you can mine any dwarf streams, and all you need is a pickaxe.
Any dwarf streams?